Every weeknight at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, millions of Americans tune in to watch Laura Ingraham on Fox News Channel. She hosts the Ingraham Angle, a show she's led since October 2017. But who is the woman behind the camera? What shaped her into one of the most recognizable conservative voices in America today? Laura N. Ingraham was born on June 19, 1963, in Glastonbury. She came from a working-class background. Her parents owned a car wash, and her mother worked as a waitress to help make ends meet. Growing up in this blue-collar environment taught Laura the value of hard work from an early age. Laura was a bright student who worked her way up through the education system. She attended Dartmouth College, where she studied English literature and Russian, graduating in 1985 with a Bachelor of Arts. During her time at Dartmouth, she served as editor-in-chief of the Dartmouth Review, an independent campus newspaper, where she began developing her conservative voice and writing style. After college, Laura didn't immediately jump into media. Instead, she took a different path. She worked as a speechwriter for President Ronald Reagan's domestic policy advisor in the late 1980s. This experience in the Reagan White House helped shape her political views and gave her firsthand insight into how government works. But Laura wasn't done with school yet. She decided to pursue law, attending the University of Virginia School of Law. She earned her Juris Doctor degree in 1991 and served as a notes editor for the Virginia Law Review. After law school, Laura took on prestigious positions that many lawyers only dream of. She clerked for Judge Ralph K. Winter, Jr. of the U.S. Court of Appeals for the Second Circuit from 1991 to 1992. This was followed by an even more impressive opportunity. She became a law clerk for Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas from 1992 to 1993. Following her clerkships, Laura worked as an attorney at the prestigious law firm Skadden, Arps, Slate, Marr, and Flom in New York City. She specialized in white-collar litigation and criminal defense work. However, the law wasn't her ultimate calling. Breaking into media in the mid-1990s, Ingraham began her media career. Her first major television opportunity came in 1996 when she became a host on MSNBC. From there, she moved to CBS as a commentator and hosted the MSNBC program, Watch It, in the late 1990s. But radio is where Laura really made her mark. She launched The Laura Ingraham Show in April 2001, which was heard on 306 stations and on XM satellite radio. The show became incredibly popular. In 2012, Talkers magazine rated her show as the No. 5 radio show in America, and she became known as the most listened to woman in political talk radio for 17 years on morning radio. She covered 4 presidential elections and interviewed everyone from Henry Kissinger to Bono, Quincy Jones, and Donald Trump. She even hosted the first live national radio shows from Iraq during the war in 2006, witnessing firsthand the challenges faced by American military personnel. While Laura had some trial runs with Fox News earlier, her big break came in 2017. She joined Fox News as a contributor in 2007 Fox News. But it wasn't until October 2017 that she got her own primetime show. The Ingraham Angle quickly became a ratings success, dominating the 7 p.m. time slot. On her show, Laura cuts through political chatter to speak directly with people affected by the day's news. She focuses on everyday, hardworking Americans and challenges decision-makers to pay attention to their concerns. The program also highlights faith and stories that showcase the American spirit beyond television and radio. Laura is also an accomplished author. She's written 5 New York Times bestsellers spanning 20 years. Her books include The Hillary Trap, Shut Up and Sing, Power to the People, The Obama Diaries, and Billionaire at the Barricades. Her writing covers political commentary, cultural criticism, and analysis of American society. Laura also Co-founded Life is Et in 2015 with businessman Peter Anthony. It's a conservative website where she serves as editor-in-chief. In January 2018, she sold most of her share in the company to the Katz Group. Religion plays an important role in Laura's life. She attended a Baptist church until age 12, then converted to Roman Catholicism. Her Catholic faith continues to guide her personal and professional decisions. She has spoken about how her faith helps her navigate the challenges of being a single working mother. In 2005, Laura faced one of the biggest challenges of her life. In April 2005, she announced that she had undergone treatment for breast cancer. The diagnosis came at a difficult time in her personal life. She had just gotten engaged to Chicago businessman James V. Reyes. Laura underwent chemotherapy and lost her hair during treatment. She describes catching her cancer diagnosis early, which improved her chances of successful treatment. Despite the physical and emotional toll, she remained determined to beat the disease. In interviews years later, Laura has said that her battle with cancer brought clarity to her life. She realized she needed to pay attention to what really mattered. It was an awful time, but it was glorious at the same time, she reflected. The experience taught her not to let a diagnosis define or devastate her. She calls cancer survivors thrivers instead of survivors, emphasizing that life must go on. Laura encourages others facing cancer to keep living and not make their illness their entire identity. Thankfully, she successfully overcame the disease and has been cancer-free for nearly 2 decades. Her engagement to James V. Reyes ended just a month after she announced it, as the stress of her cancer diagnosis and treatment proved too difficult for the relationship to survive. Laura never married, but that didn't stop her from becoming a mother. She is a single parent of 3 children, a girl, Maria, from Guatemala, adopted in 2008, a boy, Michael Dmitry, from Russia, adopted in 2009, and a second boy, Nikolai Peter, adopted from Russia in 2011. Wikipedia. Her journey to motherhood wasn't easy. International adoption is a complex, emotionally draining process filled with bureaucracy and red tape. As a single parent, Laura faced even more challenges since many countries prefer placing children with 2-parent families. When Laura first saw her daughter Maria in 2008, the 3-year-old was standing on the orphanage doorstep holding a plastic bag containing all her belongings, a mama. It was a heart-wrenching but beautiful moment. Laura flew to Guatemala to bring Maria home, marking the beginning of her journey as a parent. She even learned Spanish to communicate better with her daughter. Laura describes her middle son as growing like a weed and a skilled Lego craftsman, while her youngest is stubborn, strong, smart, and sensitive thereafter. Despite their different backgrounds, the siblings have formed strong bonds with each other and their mother. Laura's youngest son was among the last group of inter-country adoptions granted by the Russian government before it banned all future adoptions to American families. The timing made his adoption even more challenging and stressful. Her personal experience with adoption has made Laura a passionate advocate for the process. She insists that adoption first and foremost needs to be about the children and that children should never be used as bargaining chips by one nation against another. Laura is particularly concerned about how politics affects international adoption. She believes it's selfish and cruel to prevent children from finding loving homes because of diplomatic disputes between countries. She points out that thousands of children remain in institutions when they could have nurturing families, simply because of political barriers. For anyone considering adoption, Laura offers practical advice. She suggests talking to as many adoptive parents as possible and understanding that it's a lifelong commitment with no guarantees. She emphasizes the importance of getting organized, keeping detailed files, and signing up with a respected adoption agency. She also warns about disreputable attorneys who waste time and money. Most importantly, she encourages people to be patient, stay determined, and trust in God. Laura admits. Even as someone with financial means, raising children as a single parent is the hardest thing I'll ever do. She relies heavily on her Catholic faith to help her through the challenges of single parenthood while maintaining a demanding career. Today, Maria is in college studying at Texas A&M University. Her 2 sons are in high school at a private school in Virginia. Laura keeps her children's lives largely private to protect them from the public scrutiny that comes with her career. Laura maintains a relatively private personal life outside her public career. She lives in McLean, Virginia, an affluent suburb in the D.C. metro area. Wikipedia, with her 3 children. Her home sits on an impressive 2-acre lot, with the house itself boasting nearly 7,900 square feet. She purchased the property in 2014 for $1.6 million, and it's now valued at approximately $3.3 million. She previously owned a historic colonial row house, built in 1922 in the Woodley Park neighborhood of Washington, D.C., which she sold in 2007. Laura is known for her strong support of Donald Trump and acted as an informal advisor during his first presidency. She spoke at the 2016 Republican National Convention to support his campaign. She has said her political influences include Ronald Reagan, Robert Bork, and Pat Buchanan. Throughout her career, Laura has taken strong stances on immigration, cultural issues, and conservative politics. She's interviewed numerous political figures including presidents, members of Congress, and White House officials. Her show regularly features discussions about government policy, American values, and cultural changes in society. Today, Laura Ingraham stands as one of the most influential conservative voices in American media. From her working-class roots in Connecticut to her position as a primetime Fox News host, she has built an impressive career spanning law, radio, television, and writing. As a breast cancer survivor, single mother of 3 adopted children, and trailblazer in national media, Laura's life story reflects determination and resilience. She has overcome personal and professional challenges while building a platform that reaches millions of Americans every night. Whether people agree or disagree with her political views, there's no denying that Laura Ingraham has made a significant impact on conservative media and American political discourse. She continues to host the Ingraham Angle on Fox News, write books, produce podcasts, and most importantly to her, raise her 3 children with the values and faith that have guided her own life's journey.